Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Joe, and in this video, we're going to be creating like a sci-fi kind of control panel stuff. And before the video started, I had gone and I captured some references that I can use to add detail to my scene. So you would see that apart from this primary image right here, you see that some other textures are superimposed on this, just so I have a little more details to work with. And something that is also worth mentioning is also that these were kind of color treated because you want the image right out of the website, right out of Pinterest that I got it from, is a bit yellowish and it already have colors predisposed in them. So I just color corrected them back to the original colors. And I think that's it for a little bit of context. So I'm just going to go into Blender and let's just start working. So I have this cube right here. I'm just going to GZ and bring that to the surface. So scale on the y-axis just like so. What I want to do is, you would see that, for example, like this, you would see that there are line arrays of screen. So I want to emulate that for maybe the ground screen. I'll have a top screen also, and then we'll work up from that. So I can Shift B, move this, and then Shift R, and we know that we can mirror this to the other side, and we have a 5-set screen just like so. Something I want to do is probably tilt this a little bit out. I don't want to use this human anymore. Tilt this a little bit like this, and something we can do is duplicate this and make another screen up top. So we'll see that we now have screens down here and screen up top. However, I feel like screens up top should probably be 3. So we're going to use 3 for the ones up top. Bring that down, and I think this is cool. This is nice. Something we can do is to create a little bit of a curvature. So I can just select this screen down here, duplicate, and I can rotate on the edge just like so. And we see that we have created something that looks sci-fi-ish. So we have this set up already. What I want to do next is probably, I think, maybe set up a base for this. I can bring in a cube that is a standalone mesh. Scale this on the z-axis, bring this down a little bit, and GZ. So I can S, Shift X, and maybe I can Shift Y, just like so. So this is cool. I can bring this all the way out like so. And I know that I probably want to divide this into 2 so I can walk on only one side and duplicate to the other side. So I can fill this face just like so. And SY just like so, and GY, we just want to just create something that we feel like can hold the weight of all of these machines. So maybe I want to bring this right here and GY like so, but no, we want to select this and GY. So the idea is kind of creating a space around this side where you can have a seat, the controller can have a seat, and he can have access to whatever buttons and screens he wants to control and give instructions. I think we need to create the stand for this. But before that, we'll probably want to give this a little bit, some kind of sci-fi dimensionality. So I can select this GY, bring it in just like so. This is too flat. I don't think the economics of this table works. So I want to use the share tool, share, and just share this on the y-axis just like so. So this is cool. This works right now. This works. I like this. Right? So we have this. I can just bring these screens up because it's already intersecting with the table, and this screen right here we can just bring down. Maybe GY in just like so. I think something that is also needed is the legs. So we can select this and extrude downward. Let me bring in that human so I can just determine a little bit of, just have something to work with in the scene. I want to bring in a plane. Let's have a ground plane right here. And in the plane, cursor to selected and selection to cursor. And we can GY just like so. Let's see what the human is looking like right here. I think this is cool. If he sits down, he has more controls. You have access to more buttons. But I want to add a little bit more characteristics to this table. I can start by just creating chamfers basically. I know that Sci-fi deals with a lot of chamfers, so maybe from the leg we can have a chamfer here, but the scale needs to be applied. So we can add a chamfer to this leg, but we see that there's an imbalance on the table. Probably want to scale this down a little bit, and then we'll create an inset and easy twice, just like so, and we can scale this on the 0, and then we can duplicate that, P to separate that selection. I can take out that plane right now. Okay, this is our selection, and with this I can extrude out just like so. So this is going to counterbalance the weights that we removed initially. We probably want to start connecting computers because this screen probably doesn't work in isolation. It needs to feed off other screens, right? So we need to bring in some wires basically. I'll start by bringing in wires on the table first. So I'll extrude this out just like so. And we want to create something here that we can insert. And in this view right here, we can bring in cursor to selected. We can bring in our cylinder, R90, RZ90. So this is great. I can bring this, scale this down here. And with this, I know that I can duplicate RR just like so. We have repeated that action. Maybe we want to repeat the action again. So we have 5 cables here. So I can rotate this and make sure it fits into place. So now I know that I can make an edit to one and it affects everything. And that's what I want. So I can insert just like so. Maybe we want to apply scale for all of this. So we can insert and extrude inward. Okay. So I can bring cursor to selected now and I can bring in a cube there. And with M, I can merge all those vertices to the center. And in the side view, I can just extrude that out, extrude this to the ground and extrude on the X. So I know that I can add a subdivision to this and it just curves and look like a wire. I think that subdivision is too much. Probably want to adjust this a little bit. I can GX just like so, and I can GZ just like so. So this is perfect. I can convert this to a curve, and in the geometry, we can add a little bit of depth to that. Very soon we're going to start adding textures to these things. I think these screens, they need like an overall structure to hold all of it. So what I want to do is I can bring cursor to selected right here. I'll bring in a cube, scale down the Z-axis, and I can bring that all the way to the top, just like so. So this is cool. I can scale on the Y-axis and GY just like so. Something I would want to do is probably leave it like this. I will have some light under here. And let's just go into texturing. So I can go to my material preview, and we have our texture right here. This is the texture we're going to be using for basically everything. So we're going to change this to shader editor. We're going to create a new texture and we're going to bring in our texture. So with this, I can connect to the base color and we have some action going on right here. I'm going to give more presence to my texture map right here. So with this now, we can just come to, let's say, front view, select all of it, and probably want to just project from view basically. Oh, this is not UV, so we can change to UV, and we have this. Okay, so we have this screen working right now. Looks good, apart from maybe these edges right here. So I would just want to reproject those and cube project, scale that down, scale it on the X, and I can scale just like so. So that part is covered, but I probably want to choose another part right here. Okay, that's cool. Something I want to do is just to start giving dimensionality to these things. So I can put this down here. I can put this edge right here, put this edge right here. And we probably want to just add one more on this side, like so. So we have this, have this, have this. And with this, I can just Alt S and just bring this in a little bit. So this is cool. This is nice. Something I want to do is just to bring out this buttons right here. So I know that this is like a style that was popularized by Hubert. So if you want to know more about like creating assets like this, Hubert is your guy. So I can just select this and just bevel just like so. And want to bevel like this. So these buttons right here, we can just probably want to just extrude outward like so. What I want to do is account for the emission. So I can select these faces of the screen right here, go in here, material, and I can create a new material, select the previous material that we have, and then I'm going to create a different version of that. So this version is going to be like, let's put emission of material 1. So with this now, I can go in here and connect our color to emission, just like so. And turn up the emission, let's say 4. Okay, we're not seeing anything. So I can go to rendered view. I don't want to use EV. I want to use cycles. No, I don't want to use cycles. I want to use EV. I can turn on ray tracing. What else can I turn on? I think everything else is good. So we've turned up the lights. Let's do 10. Okay, that's cool. We want to assign, and we have some action going on. Probably a little too much lights. So I want to reduce these lights to say 2. Let's do 1. Okay, that's cool. I think these buttons to have some light linked to them. So I'm going to select these buttons and give them the emission texture. So that's cool. I don't like this curve right here. So what I want to do is probably fix these wires just like so. I want to go back to material preview and just fix these wires. These wires are not looking like wires. There's something that I need to fix. There are these gaps right here. I want to put in like a shape to cover those gaps. So I can duplicate this just like so. And with this, I can just extrude like so. So I can GX. We're going to bring origin to, let's do geometry, and I can just scale that up like so. So in the front view right here, maybe I want to remove this human. I can shift DX to this side. I'm going to do the same thing for our screens down here. But this screen needs to be adjusted to fit. Okay. Apply mirror. I can separate this from the park and just bring origin to geometry and just rotate this. So I think covering that makes a lot of sense to this. I probably want to use this to cover this back. So we still have some spaces there. So I can extrude this G, bring this outward like this. I can extrude GX like so. And I can extrude downward just like so. So this is coming together nicely. Something I want to do next is I'll go to my material preview and start moving this screen that I just created. So I can Shift D and move this. I can delete this right here, SX, GX. Something I can do is just come here and just change the instance of screen. I can just select this one instead, right? Or maybe let's do this one. So this fire, I can just come here, duplicate this just like we did before. And so I can bring this and maybe we can choose, let's use this screen. Okay, that's cool. I want to rotate that, bring that down. No, doesn't work. Rotate, scale. Okay, that's cool. Let me see what the rendered view look like. I think this is coming together nicely. So we have this. What I can do now is I can come to the front, link material. I can link material. I'm looking at this, if this is dark enough. I think it is. I think it is. So I can just switch view, and I can project from view just like so. So this is cool. Okay, that's cool. I can now, maybe I want to bevel this. I want to bring this down here, bring this up here, and I'll take this bevel and I'll take that edge and just bevel rather. So I can extrude this inward just like so. Maybe I want to extrude along the normals. Okay, so we have that. I can just assign our emission to that. So that's cool and nice. So what I want to do, I probably want to start mirroring these things. I want to start duplicating these things rather. So maybe I'll just apply this mirror, separate by loose parts. And then with this now, probably want to start duplicating. I can rotate this like so. Does it fit? Let's go to material preview. It fits. GX. This I can move down to this screen probably. We just want a little bit of variation for sure. And then this I can move. I can activate my carburetor add-on and just start adding. I don't want to add weird wires in the ground. So maybe I want to add like something that looks like a power unit right here. Okay. And then this is something that supplies like so. Okay. And GX, let's go to material preview. This is nice. So let me see if I can activate my carburetor add-on. And we'll probably want to create ropes. So we'll select point 1. That's point 1. And this is going to be point 2. Remember, we're creating something that connect this power station to these cables because it needs like a power outlet for sure, or power inlet rather. That's one. Can I create more? But this looks like something that is going to disturb the leg of someone sitting on this cable. So maybe I want to select all of this right here. And I can GUI. There's going to be a lot more spaces to account for in terms of detail, but I feel like there should be a little bit more leg room right there. Okay, this is great. I like it. I don't just like these wires on these both sides. Probably should just be on one side. But let's attend to that a bit later. So I will start by creating a new texture for this and go back to our control panel texture where we're going to be getting details from. And we'll connect this to the base color. And with this, I can come to the front view, select all, and I can, let's do project from view, but I need this to be approximately flush in my face, pause. So I can project this from view like so. And I know that I can get some details from here. All right, this is not a bad detail at all. I love this so much. Golly. So this is like this. And what I want to do is come to this view right here and just start adding these details. So this is cool. This is cool. I can add this to the center like so. And what I can do is just insets and then extrude out like so. So this right here extrudes in, and I can select this and just it's a Smart TV project. Just select somewhere for it. Dump that here. So this is good. I really like this detail. This is really nice. We're probably just going to darken it so that it rhymes. I'm going to introduce a curve right here, so that it has almost the same values as our monitor. So I can just bring this down. I can scale this along the normals and then account for this circle right here. So I can use K and just draw this circle out. So with this and this selected, 1, 2, 3, I can no insets, just extrude this outward, just like so. Okay, this is great. I think this detail right here, I want to make it real. So I can bring this down, select these faces. I can insert individually, like so. Insets, bring this out, and then I can add loops right here. And what I'm going to do is select this board like this and then extrude outward like so. So we can select this loop and then Smart TV projects just like so, right? G right here. Okay, that's fire. Something I want to do is also just create that curve, because that it looks like a switch, a changeover switch. So we're going to apply scale to this and create this effect. So it's just going to be like this. Select this loop, bevel it, take it out, and maybe from here to here, here to here are just going to be insets. So I'm going to extrude along the mouse like so. So that is that about that detail. What I want to do is just come to the front screen and just duplicate this to the other side, and I can take out the other one. So this is fire already. I already like what this is looking like. The only thing is that I'm taking so much time, but yeah, that's what the work requires, and we're going to do it. So I think this is not bad. Maybe I just want to just GX like so. So we have half nuts and half buttons. So we can split this into half like so. Bring this in along the normals. Apply scale, bring this in. Nope, bring this in along the normals just like so. And with this right here, we can just add to these buttons, and right here we can bevel all of this. We can bevel this, add, and then these buttons that we have right here are just going to be extruded outward, right? So that's cool. I don't think I would like extrude along my little. I don't want to account for this knot, man. It's begging to be accounted for. So let's just do it. Let's do it. I can isolate that like so, and just let's use our knife tool. Okay, so we can select these knots and just give them a little bit of an extrusion. So that's cool. The other thing I need to do now is I need to desaturate this, because it's a gold kind of color and it doesn't fit with the rest of the monitors. So I can just bring down that hue like so. I just want to test lighting in this scene. So I'm just going to bring in a Pointlights. GY rather. Let's put up the power like so, and I think it's not looking bad at all. I can just maybe change this to a blue cyan kind of look, bring down the strength a little, and it works. So let's go on with putting in detail. So with this right here, I can just shift DX, replace that. So we need to do this dashboard. This is a different beast right here. We need to do this dashboard. Before I do that, let me quickly work on this. So for this, I want to bevel all the way out right here. I want to create the bevel here. So we can isolate all of these edges like so, and just extrude along the mouse, right? Something I want to do is add some lights under here. So I can bring in this, Control B that, and with these edges selected, I can just bevel that like so. So this right here is going to be like a light. Extrude in, scale individually, so I can just switch to individual origins and just scale in. So this is cool, this is nice. So let's just give this a texture. Let's give this a texture first. So I can link material to this. I can go to the front view, and with this view, I want to project from view. I think I can use this detail right here. This is not bad. So let me start here. I can bring this in here, bring this in here. I can bring this here, bring this here. And we can do the same for this part. So with this, I just want to select all of this. And bring this in. Select all of this, insets. And I can bring this inward just like so. And bring this out just like so. And with all of this selected like so, I can insert and extrude inward just like so. With this, I can just bring this up right here, bring this down right here, and I can select, I can insert that individually, right, and just extrude outward. So we can now select this right here. We can bevel this, but I want to apply the scale and just bevel that just like so. So this fire, actually, I can add loops to this. I can select all of this, and I'm going to insert it because I think I want to add a little bit of illumination to this part. So that's the selection. I'm going to insert, not individually, as a whole, and extrude along the mouse. I've not saved this, so I'm going to just save, and we're going to just name these control panels. Okay, great. Let's see what it looks like rendered. So for this part, I want to illuminate them, so I can just assign. Maybe for this, I want a different illumination. So I can just bring in a color ramp. And make this, let's make this orangey. Just like so. Okay. So this works for me. The only thing is that I want this to spread across a little more. So I can GX, bring this in, out, bring this out to the left hand side, and I can Alt D X outward like this, and I can SX, and maybe SX -1. Flip this to the other side basically. No matter that. So what I can do, I can select this 3, select this one, and go to animation and just apply that. But for this, I want to project from view or cube. Let's do cube UV, right? And just put it in one of these lights. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that light is dope. Okay, this is not bad at all. All right, so we're going to go now to creating table and just same thing, just using our textures. But this time around, I probably want to, let me see if my camera is locked. It's not locked, that's good. I want to link this material first to kind of like a silver texture, just so I can have a base texture for it, because if you look at it before, it's just white and it's kind of a discouraging texture to just start with. So I think I want to create a base texture first, and then I will figure out where I'm going to place what. So right now I have a material and I have the emission right here. I will just remove those two and keep it only on the metal texture, right? So I'm just going to select all of it and I'm going to reproject. I'm going to use the Smart TV project, and now we have kind of a distressed metal look just for the overall look first, and then I'm going to select all of it. What I want to do, I want to select all sharp edges, so I can come to select and go to sharp edges, and I think I have all sharp edges. I just want to just add a slight bevel to that, just very slight bevel. So we have that. That's cool. What I want to do, I'll come right to the front view and I'll project from view right here. So we have this element here. I can just select all of it R by 90, and I think I'm just going to put this to be the key part right here, SX right on this side. So I think I have that UV mapped already, but we need the materials back. So I'm going to bring in this material 1, and I know for this part I just want to assign to this. I probably want to put in more detail, so I'll select that part. I won't let the edge loop go all the way through. So I'm going to just select this part, and I'm going to use my knife tool to just create a loop right here, some edge loops. So that's perfect. That's great. I would add 4 edge loops on this side, and I know these buttons right now will be selectable, and I can just insert individually, just like so, individually, and extrude these outward. What I want to do next is probably I want to select this inner lining inside here so that I can add an animation to that. So I'm just going to bring in a new texture. I'm just going to use the material 1, but this time I'm going to use the emission element. So I'm going to assign this and see what it looks like. So I can select this entire row right here. Cool. And assign that. What does it look like? Okay, let's fly. Let me just isolate this table and just try to be quick with the selection. Okay, so we can assign. Let me see what that looks like in rendered view right here. So it's cool. However, I still think the buttons itself need animation texture, because you'll notice that the number is also illuminated. So I'm going to go back to my material preview, and then I'll select the faces themselves and assign that emission to it. So let's try this. I'll go to the emission, assign. Does it work? Let me go to the rendered view. Okay, rendered view works. It's good. So I think that's perfect for this. I'm going to go up to this side. So I want to go to the top view and project this from view. I want this part to I probably want it to occupy this side right here, right? So I will go to you. Let me bring everything back in so I know where that stops. This stops right here. Okay, so I can isolate that back. I can go to my top view and I'll select these faces right here, and I will just project from view. So now we have it in the UV map. What I can just do is switch to this, so I can assign that, and let's scale this down and see what it looks like. I think here might be good, or maybe here. We just need to look for an appropriate place to place this UV map. Could this be good? Let's see. I think this works. I think this works actually. Let me try this against this part here. This is kind of looking like a studio mixer, and I don't want that. This would have been the best bet actually. This would have been really good. So let me try this again. But does it look like it's too much buttons? It feels like too much buttons in one spot. So I think I'm going to go with the former. So with this, I can use a knife tool right here to connect this like so, and use a knife tool right here to connect this just like so. So with this right here, I can connect this, and I think this is pretty much okay. I think I need another edge loop right here, but I don't want it to go all the way through, so I can use a knife tool from the top view to just slice through like this. I think this right here are kind of like, I see an extrusion, then I also see a separate inset inside. So what I would do, I will just add a loop right here, then use my K tool to create a cut on this side, then use my knife tool, create another cut on this side. So I know now that I can select this, extrude a little bit, then I can maybe create these edge loops, select these faces, extrude this a little bit, then I can insert, extrude inward, insert SY, then extrude outward just like so. So I'll just bevel this just so that they can catch some lights, and I think this also should be beveled. Okay, so that's cool. I kind of feel like inside here, this right here should have an emission. So I'm just going to assign emission to that. This emission seems a little bit too deep, so I'm never seeing it in my shot right here. So I'm going to GG and just bring this up just like so. Maybe I want this right here to also extrude, and then this 3 I would insert and then extrude. So we can basically just select the loop, boundary loop on this, and we'll just bevel it. That's great. Same is going to apply to this. I'll select these faces, insert a bit, extrude out. I'll create a division right here, and with this I can insert, subdivide this a little bit, switch over to a circle, and then scale. Oh no. Okay, switch over to the circle and scale down. But why is it scaling the whole thing? Proportional editing is turned on, so I can turn that off. Scale down, and I can extrude this outward, insert and insert this all the way back in just like so. So the idea is just kind of creating details to just make it look a little bit more complex than it is right now. Okay. So I think we're pretty much done with this part. Something I want to do is probably create spaces for the nuts. So I will go to my top view, and with my knife tool, just create a cut right here, just like so. So with this, I can just insert maybe one subdivision, insert this a little bit, and I think that's enough for this part. The next part that we might want to fill with more detail would be this part. This part is very bare, so we can probably just select these faces and reproject from view. So we can go to our top view, and with you, we can do project from view, but we need to change our material slots. So I can reassign this to a different material, and we need to just choose a spot for this, or maybe we can use the entire surface instead. So let me reproject that from the top view, project from view. We can use this space right here. So with this now, we can use our knife tool to start creating cuts and add more details to this. Probably want to just extrude this slightly. Extrude outward like so. Same is going to apply to this part. We're going to use our knife tool. And extrude. So I think I'm probably going to fast forward this part just so that it doesn't get boring. All right, guys. So I think I'm pretty much done. Push this to how far I can take it, and I will just do a couple of finishing touches and we'll call it a day. I think first thing I want to do is probably add a little more cables to this. So I'll probably just click on this table and I'm going to go to our carburetor add-on and we'll add 1 point here and 1 point directly on that, just like so. And with this, we can bring this out all the way like this and scale that up just so it doesn't pass through the table. We want to subdivide this a little more, just like so, and move this outward like so. With this, I would want to make this thicker. Okay, I think this works. I will just select this down part here, and I think what I'm going to do is just add back our main material. That's material 1. Oh no, I just need the emission alone. And with this, I can just select this face and smart UV projects. And with this, I'll just look for spots that has lights. I think right here is good. Scale that down and SX, and I can assign this material 1 to it. I think this works. The only part that I don't like is this down part here. So I'm just going to select this and move this to another spot entirely. So this is good. I'm just going to work on the lighting and we'll pretty much call it a day. So I'm going to go to the camera view right here and we'll go to our rendered view, see what the lighting and everything looks like. I'm going to go to solid right here and we'll set our camera view on this side. I think for the camera setup, I want For the light setup rather, I want some more light directly under the table. So I'll just bring this point light and move it under the table just so that the details that I've added there shows. And then I want some more light on this part. So I'll just move the point lights to this part here. Or duplicate one point light to this part. Okay, that's cool. Somewhere else that I need a point light that is too dark is around this side here. So I'll just move another point light to this side. And I think we already have sufficient light in this scene. I'll just add the background, finish this up behind the scene and show you guys later. So that's it guys. So long, and until I see you in the next one. Peace.